You're watching UFC Super Moves. This is Matt from Warrior Republic, where we break down all your favorite knockouts, submissions, and techniques, and we break them down all for you. We're actually going to look at the Rose Namajunas Zhang WeIli fight, where she did this roundhouse kick that got through WeIli's guard, expecting a low kick, and she actually got a head kick to the face. You can see from the start of the fight that Rose is moving a lot, using her rhythm to kind of take WeIli off guard. A lot of the stuff she does is a lot of feints. You know, we do see a little bit of exchanges and leg kicks, even back and forth, but most of it is just Rose's movement, her jab. She's got like really good bounce. She's just in the vicinity just enough. She knows where she's safe just before she's going to go into like the pocket zone. Just constant movement, constant movement so she doesn't get hit. You see the jab was very effective with Rose, going back and forth, but a mixture between her movement and her jab to keep WeIli at bay. Her movement and her feints set up not only her boxing exchanges, but also set up the way that she set up her kick. Sometimes using your rhythm and your opponent not getting used to your rhythm alone can set up more than even jabs. Just the movement, which most of the time you get leg kicked, you either check it or you go and you throw a leg kick yourself. While they do add up in a fight, WeIli did not have that advantage that built up in the later rounds. So just when I thought that a leg kick would be thrown, Rose goes and makes that little step, traditional kind of martial arts where the legs are kind of together, get the chambered, and wham. Make the opponent think you're moving one way, doing one thing, when you're doing something else. Like Miyamoto Musashi said, know your opponent's rhythm, know your own rhythm, and then use a rhythm that they do not expect. And that's exactly what happened in this fight. So, here's us breaking it down.
Boom, right there. You see, that's one thing that was a Muay Thai thing. A lot of people do that for leg kicks, and it works. But when you do this, it does leave your face out as the first exposure. Because when you're fighting anyway, right, the first exposure you have is your legs. That's what Bruce Lee says. The first touch point is your legs. But when you're switching that, and you shift your body like this, now your face is the first thing. So that's the one bad thing. And even with the long guard, you can still get an opening right here. You have to be very cognizant of your hands. So this is probably the biggest flaw that almost nobody saw coming.
Pointing the knee. So she opened up her hip with the cross, right? She had her knee pointed this way, and because it was chambered, she was allowed to change the height. So Wonder Boy did this against Dan Stitchin, where he did a 1-2, his knee was here, but then he changed the height. What happens a lot of times when people throw leg kicks is they always expect the leg kick to be thrown back. What Thug Rose did was pretty much Taekwondo/Karate 101. What she did was she established a base, she looked at her leg, because what does WeIli think is coming? A leg kick, right? So she did just a basic cross to the front that opens up her hips. She was looking low, but saw where WeIli's head was, so let's say this target's up here. WeIli moved her legs back, but kept her head at the same spot, so that she pointed the knee actually at her ribs, so it looked like it was still going low, because when you do a leg kick, you want to chop down. But she just, at the last second, went up with it like that. So she was essentially here, crossed, and she was looking at the legs, boom, but as she saw her move her leg back, she went up high like that. So she's here, she went boom, just like that, right into, she hit it right in the head. One more time, she went boom, just like that. And basically, make sure for this kick you have a chamber, because that's what she did. She crossed, and her knee was chambered. That was the secret to this. See, look, where does it look like I'm kicking right now? Boom. But as soon as he backs up, I could just go high with it.
Very important little detail, and it just goes to show you, man, there's stuff that in traditional martial arts that MMA still has not seen yet. So hope you guys enjoyed that. More content on our channel, more cool stuff just like this.
You can see all of our super fight moves and how they did it all on the Warrior Republic channel. Go click, subscribe, like, or just click in the channel and you'll see other tutorials, you'll see other breakdowns of UFC fights, and just a lot of fight content and love for martial arts in general.